Hey guys, it's week 2 here on the men's room, and our topic today is coming out. Fun topic! No, actually, well, kinda. Alright, so the question is, how did you go about coming out to your family and friends? What were the reactions? Have you ever had to come out as transgender in an academic setting? And if so, what were your experiences like? Do you have any advice for coming out? That's a lot of questions. Okay, so I came out as gay, as in liking women, the summer before my junior year in high school. I don't know, it was in high school, and it was in the summertime, and me and my family were in California for the week. It was like our family vacation. And we were in San Diego. It was a Saturday. And little did we know it was Pride weekend. We were driving around San Diego, and we were just kind of driving around. And we ended up behind somebody who had an HRC sticker on their car. And my mom was like, "Oh my God, you must be like in the army, because that's a sign they use in the army, you know, the equal sign. It's like a status symbol." And I turned around and I was like, "Not really. That's actually HRC, the Human Rights Campaign." She was like, "Oh, I've never heard of that." And we kept on driving. So then the next day, it's Sunday, and we're bound to go home. 6-hour flight from California to Pennsylvania. And we get on the plane, and I'm in front, like in the line down the aisle. It's me, then my mom, then my dad. And I look over, and there's a window seat open, and the two seats next to it are taken. And I was like, "Is that seat taken?" They were like, "No." Well, I turn around, and I go, "Well, Mom, the only reason I knew it was an HRC sticker is because I'm gay." And then I sat down, and they had to proceed to the back of the plane to get their seat. So they had to spend 6 hours not being able to talk to me about it. And then all kinds of shit went down, and my mom wasn't okay with it, and that's another story. But I had to do it, like, it was, I mean, I guess that goes into what the reaction was, but, I got a lot of fix you kind of things. My parents are really religious. I was raised Roman Catholic. Went to 12 years of Catholic school education. No. But that was my coming out as gay story. Coming out to friends, it was just like, duh. You know, like, it was no big deal. Like, none of them had problems with it. It was no big deal. But coming out as transgender is more pertinent to this topic. Sorry, I already took up 3 minutes, and that wasn't even a transgender story. If any of you guys have looked at my personal channel, you can see one of my videos is me reading the letter that I wrote to my parents. I've only recently come out to people as trans. My friends here at school all know, and have been using Brian now for a few months, and, you know, they were all cool with it. They were all like, "Well, that really makes a lot of sense," you know. None of them were really blown out of the water by it or anything like that. But, when I came out to my parents, I wrote them a letter over this past spring break, and I gave it to them, and, well, I left it on the kitchen table in an envelope, and then went to bed. They were already in bed. And so the next morning is when they read it, and then we talked about it, and it was just like, yeah. My mom still kind of flip-flops on it, like, between being, like, she's accepting, like, she's moved past her whole, like, Bible Belt thing. But, you know, she's supportive and wants me to be happy and all, but she's just, I guess she's just scared for me is a good term. In terms of coming out to my girlfriend and discussing with her you know, that I want to medically transition, and that I don't see myself as female. We broke up. That's probably my biggest regret about transition, is how fast I moved with her in terms of discussing it with her. Would be my biggest regret. But anyway, advice on coming out. Well, everyone's story is different, you know. You can't look, maybe it helps you to see what, like, we guys have done, or, like, what other, LGBT people have done, but really, I don't think that you can go on how other people's parents, or how their friends have reacted. I don't think that anyone's story is really the same, or anyone's circumstances are the same. But, you know, you can feel it in here when you know it's time. And to tell you the truth, every single time I come out, it's like this big relief to just get it out there and get it done with. And really, it's going to show you who your true friends are. You know, the people who love you will still be in your life. I mean, my girlfriend is still ex-girlfriend is still in my life, and we're still best friends. You know, she just needs time to handle this kind of thing. I'm really lucky in the sense that I haven't lost anyone, like, actually totally, like, they disappeared from my life kind of thing. Yeah, everyone I know is really, really cool with it, using Brian, blah, blah, blah. But, you know, you know for yourself when you have to come out, and, you know, sometimes the restrictions, you know, financially, or, you know, you think you're gonna get kicked out of the house. But, I mean, I'd like to say that even with those kind of fears, like, I had those fears before coming out to my parents. I mean, I had no idea how they were gonna react. But, you know, if there's that sliver of hope for you that they're not gonna do it, or anything, and you really want to tell them, you really want them to be informed, then I think it's important that you do it. I mean, I did it by a letter because I knew I wasn't going to be able to get all the words out before questions started happening, and I really wanted to say all I had to say before I had to answer those questions, because I felt a lot of the questions would be answered within what I had written out. So yeah, that's it for me on coming out. Yeah. So yeah, I'll put a link to the video in or that way, into the sidebar, because, that's a long video, and you can read what I told them. Yeah. So, that's how it went for me, and all in all, I say it was a good experience. Next week, what do we have next week? Next week is names, so next week you will see me talking about why I chose Brian. I'm gonna have to think about that one. But yeah, this video's running too long because I'm starting to ramble. But I hope you all have a happy Monday. And it's 3 minutes to 12, so technically I'm 3 minutes early. But I don't think you'll be angry with me. See you next week, guys.